I'd like to show you the PDF viewer reader, followed by the authoring tool author. But first, I'd like to introduce you to Visual Meta, which is our approach for embedding metadata in PDF documents robustly and which author and reader supports. This is what paper meta looks like. In most books, on the first page, there's information about the book. This is metadata for PDF, not much metadata at all. So back to the metadata in the book. It's on the first page. So what we've done is essentially to take that kind of metadata and put it at the back of the document. In this case, Visual Meta appended to the ACM hypertext proceedings in a pilot. It's on a new page after the normal contents of the document. The formatting is inspired by the academic standard BibTeX, and this bit is actual BibTeX. There's much more Visual Meta can contain, which I can't go into today, but you can see more on our website. I'll put a link up at the end. I think it's really important to highlight that Visual Meta is appended to the back of the document visually. It's on the same level as the contents of the document. It's not in some external data resource. This means that a document with Visual Meta can even be printed and no metadata is lost. This is important since we expect these documents to be readable with full metadata in 1,000 years, at least. Here's a core benefit, citing through just copy and paste. When I copy from reader and paste into author, the result is not plain text, it's a full citation. This is because the full Visual Meta was added to the copy text on the clipboard and author knows how to parse it, thus making it a citation, robustly with no manual work done to introduce errors. In author, I can use escape to go in and out of full screen. I have a focus mode which fades all text outside the paragraph with my cursor, and a bold view which fades everything which is not bold while also retaining the headings. To make a heading, I control-click on the text I want to turn into a heading and choose the level of heading I want to assign. Here I can see the keyboard shortcuts, making them quick and easy to learn. With a real heading, not just big text, I can fold the document. I can also select text and do Command F for Find, to find all the occurrences of that text in the document. Then click on an occurrence to jump to it, or Command F again to exit this view. Notice the headings also appear in this view, as they do in the view of the named entities of the document. I can double-click in the margin to write a note to myself. If I double-click on this text, the result is a search in the document, same as Command F. If I need to add a note to a specific section, I can Command-click on a heading. When I fold the document now, that section has an asterisk to remind me that there is a note there. To cite, I can quickly search for a book by its author or title. I can even take a picture of a page of a book I'm reading, copy the text from that picture in Photos and use that, since this searches for books by body text as well. Thank you Google for Google Books, and thank you Apple for Live Text. At the bottom of the screen it says Right/Map. This allows me to toggle between the right and map views, or I can do Command M. The text here is the same text as in the right view. If I double-click on any text, I perform a find command. The last thing I'd like to show you in author is augmenting how a student can define by writing to learn how the concepts they're dealing with fit together. All right, some of this work was inspired by the musical Hamilton. Select the text Hamilton and do Command D to define this concept, simply by writing, "It is a musical by Lin-Manuel Miranda." Then I'll save. Go to the map view again, double-click on the screen and type Hamilton here as well. Notice that there are no lines connecting Hamilton to anything. Then I'll click on my name and a line to Hamilton appears. I Command D to see my definition and I can see that there is a sentence with Hamilton in it. When I click back out, I can see the sentence when I point to the line. When you click on Hamilton, there is no line going from Hamilton to my name because unfortunately the musical is entirely unaware of my existence, whereas I am a fan of the musical, therefore there is a line from me to the musical. The lines always appear when selecting a defined concept going outward to the text on the screen which the definition contains. This helps the user develop a mental map, not just have a computer do it for them. So now I'll export to PDF, leaving all the options, including Visual Meta of course, and open the document in Reader. So here we are back in Reader with a document we just authored which has full Visual Meta. This means we can fold the document like we could do in author as well as find in the same way. We can even choose to see only names in the document. We can click on a citation to get the reference information in a pop-up. The final thing I really want to show you today in our software is that the defined concepts are exported as glossary. Because of Visual Meta, this is an interactive glossary. As you saw earlier, if you select text in the document and do Command F, you get all the occurrences of that text. If that text is a defined concept, in other words, it's in the glossary, you also get the definition at the top of the screen. Any other terms show up in bold, so you can click on them and navigate to them, same as following the lines in the map view in Author.